No, it's like about money. If we talk, like, of course, money makes sense too, you
Hmm.
know, but not for. But I never fight for money. Never. You
Money's
know, it's
only to
like
help people less
yes,
fortunate than
like
you.
money is good. Money is good. Like, but most of the time they bad. You know, I think like they bring, the money bring you to the situation you never been. You know, and you don't know how to act when you have so much money. You know,
Yeah.
it's like a little bit dangerous too. But I think like in this business, I don't come to make money. You
Yeah.
know, I come here to legacy. You know,
Yeah.
and then when like end of the like couple like month ago, he sent Dana sent message. Ali say, hey, why Khabib don't even ask me how much money I'm gonna give him? And I was like,
Dana.
but I'm not interested about how much money you're gonna give him. I already say I'm retired and that's it. You know, this is makes sense
Yeah.
more than money. Of course, I have a lot of business because of I wanna make money. You know, but this business, like fighting business, for me is not for making money. Maybe like most of the fighters, they're gonna say, "Oh, this is like good words." I don't believe him, but this is their decision. But I truly like believe like, and I know like I'm not here. I was not here to make money, you know, on this business.
Yeah.
I just want to become best in the world. And
Obviously, not only were you offered $100 million to fight Floyd, but also it was one thing that your dad always wanted for you to fight George St. Pierre, man, to make it 30-0.
honestly, George St. Pierre fight was my father's dream fight.
Yeah,
You know,
but
it's
not
like
yours.
because like not my like I'm okay with this fight. Like when I bore like when I grew up like fighter like 2007, 6, 8, 9. That time it was like George St. Pierre prime time, and
Yeah.
me and father we always watch fights, and we always learn from George St. Pierre. You know, that's why like he was my father favorite fighter. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, but right now I don't think this is like good fights. Like
Yeah.
even for me and for him,
Right. How do you
I'm 32, he's 40. You know, it's like two big difference. First of all, and
right.
second, I'm finished. He finished too. You know, it's like
So no desire for Floyd, no desire for George St. Pierre. I sense it from you because I think we're in the same boat. I would come back if the money's right, but I think for you, man, I feel like there's peace in you. And I feel like people need to really accept the fact that when you say I'm finished.
I'm
Because
finished.
you've been wrestling
Yeah,
bears,
yeah.
freestyle
Yes,
wrestling,
yes. Judo, combat sambo.
judo, combat sambo. I get you, bro. People don't
12,
get it.
12 years professional MMA. 12 years.
Yeah.
12 years. Yeah. You know,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
almost like you want to
too much.
expand it. Obviously, you're with the royal family. I mean, obviously, you're
Entrepreneurship. It's time for entrepreneurship.
that's where he's at now, Mike.
Businessman.
That's where he's at now.
Business is much better than fights. You agree?
Yeah. I don't know. You still have to go to the hospital afterward, but I love fighting too.
Yeah, how would that fight with you and George St. Pierre, if that legacy fight was to happen? How would that turn out, Khabib?
I think I'm like, you know, it's like George was very good. He was great. And I just think we was competing in two different
Eras.
eras. Like he was 10 years ago, he was the best. Right now,
Yeah.
it's my time. And I think like I don't know, like like same thing. What about like if Mike Tyson fight with Muhammad Ali?
Yeah.
Same thing, you know.
But right now, your guys could fight, and that would make a ton of money.
But
Yeah, but I want a prediction, man. I want to know from Khabib himself, man. How would that fight end up?
if I fight with him,
Yes.
I think I don't change nothing. Just same thing. Pressure, pressure.
Does a
I
fight,
don't think he's wrestling better than my
no,
wrestling.
no. Does a fight
But
go,
he's a little bit bigger than me.
yeah.
More powerful.
I think
more
I
athletic.
think you would fill in. I think if you decide to make a comeback at 170 pounds, I think that weight class would be perfect. Sometimes you know why we lose love of the sport, Khabib? It's because we cut too much weight.
Too much. Yeah, I
You
agree.
know what I'm saying? That this is the reason why I retired from wrestling. It's not the reason why I retired from fighting, but you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes,
Hardest part.
yes,
Cutting
that's the
weight is
biggest
hard.
fight.
I just was cutting weight all night with my three guys. Like this is like hardest part. Everybody talk about, oh, this is my last cut weight. This is my, and I was like, and I see like when I was talking like this, like 7, 10 years ago, like everybody say when they cutting weight, this is like my last time when I do these things. You know, it's like this is very hard.
Yeah.
I don't think Mike understands us.
For the,
You're a
You cut.
heavyweight,
You
Mike.
cut. You
I
Did you
love,
cut.
find? Did you cut weight in the amateurs, Mike?
not really. I just lost 110 pounds.
Right now, yes, but when you
We're
professional
competing.
athlete and you don't have nothing
Oh,
to
I
cut,
hate,
you know, it's
yeah.
like when you cut 30 pounds,
I
like
always cut weight because I eat a lot in between fights. I get real fat, so I have to
I
cut.
think right now I can cut 30 pounds like 1 week, you know, it's like
Yeah, I'm a hard
Henry
worker.
too.
Yeah, I got a lot of cut.
Yeah.
You saw that twisted steel yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
man,
Neon belly.
I think a lot of people talk about this. You know, they talk about your fighting, they talk about your father, they talk about your legacy, talk about Dagestan, but rarely do people ever talk about your mother, man. You know, obviously the desire for her, she doesn't want you to fight, man, and so neither does my mom. You know, she's happy that I'm retired, but I just want to get your perspective on your mother, man, your mother's love.
Yeah, it's like my mother when she grew up, she's big brother, he was wrestler. And then she get married with my father and she have husband like wrestler. Then we grew up. We
Oh,
born like
no.
me and my brother. She have like
So your mom was
all
a wrestler?
no, no,
No, no, no. Okay.
she's brother.
Oh, her
She's
brother.
brother.
Okay.
All life
Okay, her brother. My bad.
she's
My bad.
someone have
It's
around
Dagestan.
like wrestlers, you know,
Yeah.
and she understands sport.
Yeah.
But she don't like when people punch like each other face. You
Yeah.
know, she like when kids doing some sports, but she don't like punch face. You know, like hurt people.
So now the fact that obviously your dad's no longer that leader in your life, the person that takes it that you have to respect the most out of anybody in the world
It's
is your
mother.
mother.
It's mother.
So if your mother was to
So
say,
even when my father was alive, I
Still?
always tell him, "Hey, I love mother more than you." You know, it's like, and he say, "This is your choice," because I remember like when my mother and father was alive, I was love my mother more than father
I
too. You know,
always fight
same
my
thing.
son to get out of my room, get off my wife, get away from my wife. It's my mother. This is my wife. You hear me? Get your own wife. Get away. Keep him away. Ma.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
nothing like mother in the world. Like you know, it's like
But if she was to grant you, he's like, hey, your dad's last wish, you know, if she, you know, for whatever reason, you know, it's in her heart to tell you, hey, Khabib, come back, man. Grant your
if,
father's last wish. Would you be willing? Would you be
no for
She
my
wouldn't say
mother.
that. My mother wouldn't say that, right?
no?
Never said, but I'm gonna do everything what my mother say. You know, it's
Mhm.
like anything for my mother. Like I remember when I was kid, like 5, 6, like 7, whatever.
No.
When I fight in street and come back, she asked me like she never asked me why you fight. Like my father asked me all the time, hey, stop fighting. You know, it's like because he knows like I have skills, I have knowledge how hurt people because I was training, and my mother always asked me, you lose or win. I say I win. This is good, you know, because the street is different rules. You know, she all the time say never come home if you lose. You know,
Yeah.
like my mother she have good, but she don't like hurt people. But she knows like street is street.
Yeah.
You have to show your heart when you go to the street because like they don't have rules. They don't have rules. They don't have referee. They don't have
No.
security. Like
No
you have to
rules.
protect yourself all the time. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
These
Street